Let's start with some breaking news, though, now in the boxing world. And Tim Tszyu is set to resurrect his career when he makes his return in the ring against an undefeated American in Sydney next month. Let's bring in our boxing reporter, Cody Kay. Cody, good morning. NRL reporter, boxing reporter. Does everything for us, Cody Kay does. Mate, massive news. Huge moment in Tim Tszyu's career, and it's coming in about a month's time.
Is it about a month? Yeah, December 17th. Don't ask me to do maths. Certainly not maths reporter. December 17th, Tim Tszyu makes his return to the ring in Sydney. Look, has been over in Miami training with a new trainer, Pedro Diaz. Look, this is a huge moment in Tim's career. He lost 3 of his last 4. All of them wars. Two losses to Sebastian Fundora. In between that was that brutal 4th round stoppage against Bakram Murdazaliev. Tim needs to show that there's plenty left in him. At 31 years of age, there is no reason... I mean, fighters are going on to 36, 37 at the moment. There's no reason why this next stage of Tim's career can't be special. He's changed his name from the Soul Taker to the Phoenix, the Rise of the Phoenix. So we need to see a new version of Tim Tszyu. And one thing about Tim, he's never been afraid to take punishment. For a long time, he was good enough to get away with that. When you get up to the elite level of boxing, if you don't make defence as important as your offence, you're going to get bashed. And unfortunately for Tim, that's where he has been found short. And he's one of the reasons we love him is because he's an exciting fighter. He likes to sit in the pocket and bang. He needs to go away from that now. If he wants to have the career that we all hope he can have and recapture world titles, then we need to see a new version of Tim when he fights here in Sydney on December 17. He is over in Miami, won't arrive in Sydney until, I believe, December 7. So it's interesting. He almost comes in like any other opponent where he has to reacclimatise because he's been over in the US for the last couple of months now. Interestingly, it's going to be the heaviest we will have ever seen Tim. Obviously, he has spent his whole career at super welterweight. There's always been talk about him going up to middle. This is going to be a catchweight. The guys fighting Anthony Velasquez, who we'll talk about in a moment, campaigns at middle. They found a catch weight bang on in the middle. So it's 157 pounds. For those of us that don't use pounds, that's 71.2 kilograms. The thinking from Tim's team, I spoke to Tim just before we came on air, and Tim said, listen, there's no reason for me to go down to super welterweight if this isn't for a title fight. I love that from Tim, just as it is, because it's hard for Tim at 31 to get down to 69.85 kilograms super welterweight. They're protecting him. And Tim needs at this stage to be protected. He needs to be managed well. If he's going to go on and be successful, he's got to make all the right moves now because there's been a few slip-ups along the way.
Right, Velasquez, what do we know about him? What's his record?
Great record. Don't know a lot about him. An American fighter, undefeated, 18 wins, 15 by knockout, so we know that he can punch for sure. 0 losses, 1 draw. I asked him what he knew about him. He said, listen, probably as much as you. I know he can punch. Look, there's levels in boxing, and when you look through Velasquez's record, there's no fighter on there that's really of any note. I would imagine if Tim was in there against most of those guys, he would have blasted them out too. So that 18 defeated record can be a little deceptive. My understanding, speaking to people around that new Tim Tszyu camp, is that when we're talking Velasquez, we're probably talking Joey Spencer level. Now, that's pretty smart because Tim needs to fight a guy that is going to challenge him, but hopefully one that isn't going to destroy him, like has happened in the last few fights. So a risky fight given what Tim has been through in terms of the damage that he has taken. It's not a guy that's got a losing record that we know Tim's going to blast out in 1 round. Tim's a warrior, we know that, but you just never know how much is left after what he's been through.
I mean, it's a massive point, isn't it? I mean, love Tim Tszyu every time we speak to him. Fantastic to speak to. You know his work ethic. You know he wants to put it on the line for Australia. But it's hard to say, but you'd have to think this is a win or retire fight.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I mean, I think that's fair. I think if Tim doesn't come out and beat a guy that we expect him to beat... Look, I would even imagine not even the best version of Tim Tszyu should probably beat Velasquez. But again... I haven't seen enough of Velasquez to really want to stake my reputation on that. But you would expect Tim can beat him. If Tim can't, and all of a sudden you're talking 4 losses in 5, then yeah, you probably have to consider, is it really worth it? Because the best version of Tim Tszyu should be good enough to beat top-level fighters. And if he wants to get back and climb the mountain and reclaim a world title, this is a really important step along the way, but he cannot afford to lose again.
All right, we'll sit and wait on that one a month away, Cody.
Can't wait. Is it a month? Yeah, it is a month. Good, we got that clarified. I'll get out the diary later.
Right before Christmas. Thank you.
I'll get a little jar of stones and throw one out.
Just count it out there, 1, 2, 3. Cody Kay, as always, mate, an absolute pleasure. We'll chat again soon.